Okay, so yesterday we talked about books to get back into reading, but today we're going to talk about habits, how to make reading consistent, how to make reading fun, how to make it something that's part of your life again. And I really want to first off start saying that reading is kind of a skill. Like you get better at it, you get faster at it, you get better at comprehending things. So if you're out of practice, it's going to be very difficult to get back into it, to make it feel fun again, to make it feel enjoyable again. So there's a certain level of brute force that you have to apply to it. And that's really the first piece of advice. You just got to do it. I know that doesn't sound like advice, but it's something that just know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Know that it gets better. The next really useful thing that I do that I think really allows me to read so much and really allows me to stay consistent with reading and read all these different types of books and then bring it to you guys is simply just carry a book with me at all times. No matter where I am. Like I was at a wedding the other day, I brought a book with me just in case I didn't get to read it, but I figured if I had any downtime, why not read 10 pages? Why not read 20 pages? It's the same thing. If I'm going to the gym, I take a book with me because when I get there, I might not want to go in right away. I might read 5, 10 pages. When I'm leaving, I might not want to, immediately drive. It's just little things like that, little gaps in the day. Anytime that I have 10, 15 minutes, instead of going on my phone, I just pick up that book. And that's been a real lifesaver for me, not just in terms of my reading, but also in terms of my attention overall. Because instead of going on TikTok, instead of going on Instagram, instead of going on YouTube Shorts, whatever it is that I could waste my time with, I read a book instead. So that's another really great hack to kind of, replace some less useful time with more useful time. Um, the next thing I really want to talk about is finding a book that is a topic you're already interested in. Think about how much you read already. There's a lot of people that already read articles. There's a lot of people that already read comments on whatever social media. Like you're already reading in some way, whether it's on Twitter or another such platform. And it's like, why don't you just pick up something that's something you're interested in? Like if you're interested in sports, I'm sure there's a book about your favorite athlete. If you're interested in music, I'm sure there's an autobiography by your favorite musician. If you're into movies, I'm sure there's a very detailed book about your favorite movie producer or your favorite um, director's like process. Like I'm sure there's always something related to what you're interested in. And to me, that's really what got me so hooked on reading was finding books that I was interested in, that I really wanted to learn about, that I was already researching. And now I have a book. And then I think the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with, because I don't want to give you guys too much things to think about, I want to keep it very simple. I want to keep it very precise and very practical. Actually, though, there's one thing I want to say before the most important thing. The one thing I want to say is if you're not being consistent, just set a page limit. So if you're really struggling to stay consistent, if you're really struggling to pick up the book day after day after day, 10 pages a day, 30 pages a day. When I was really starting out, I was trying to hit 30 pages a day, and I could feel like I was getting enough of a book to consistently finish books, to consistently get to the next books. That's what worked for me. Maybe you have less time. Maybe you don't read as fast as I do. But yeah, that's a really good way to consistently finish books, to consistently get through them, and consistently move on. But the last thing I really think is the best thing, especially for people just starting, is audiobooks. And I know there's like a controversy when it comes to audiobooks. I know some people think it's not as good as reading. I would say in some ways it's not, in other ways it lends to other sorts of entertainment. Like the new Harry Potter series is voiced by different voice actors, and there's almost like a interesting medium where it can add more because of the different voices and all sorts of that stuff. But audiobooks are so important because you can listen to them in your downtime. And think about how long do you drive each day? I don't know about you, but there was a point in my life where I was driving like 3, 4 hours a day simply to just go to school. And I would listen to like an audiobook every day, every 2 days. Like it was a very productive use of my time, and I felt like that really allowed me to start opening my mind to new ideas, open my mind to the process of reading, open my mind to the information that was inside of books. Because once I knew it was inside of books, once I knew the stories and the lessons and everything that I could learn from them, then I opened them up for myself. And I really think this was a big stepping stone for me becoming obsessed with reading and me getting so into reading. I don't necessarily listen to audiobooks as much as I used to anymore, simply because I can read much faster than I can listen to them. So it's not as productive use of my time, and like the rest of my day I spend reading. So am I gonna listen to a book and then read another book? Like, I just it's I feel like it would just be too much. But there are certain audiobooks that I still listen to. But yeah, those are the things that I really think are gonna help you read. That I really think are gonna get you into reading. And yeah, let me know what you think. Hopefully this found you at the right time, and hopefully this, you know, even if you already read, even if you're already consistent reading, I think some of these things will really benefit you. So don't be turned off by saying that this is for beginners. I think we all have something to learn. I think we all have things that we can improve on, and you know, maybe I said something today that's going to change the way that you approach reading. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one.